probably about 20 NYPD vehicles. Over here, entrance for the Brooklyn Bridge, you've probably got about another 10, 20, 30, 40 to 50 over here by the Brooklyn Bridge. And then 50 plus that we see, or that I see. And as well as what I see right down the street currently, there's probably about 30 down there, as well as along the walkway, which is actually a setup intentionally to try and get people in there and then kettle them on this side. Guy with the mask, at least he's wearing a mask. So, just so you know, when you see that line and you see a group down there, their plan is to go ahead and kettle people. Their plan is to go ahead and kettle people. That's why they have officers down the street here on the roadway. And then they had these officers out here, which would have moved in from the back. So instead of walking into the trap that NYPD was trying to set up for them, they took the more direct route.
Say his name! 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 Say his name!
So as I was saying, the on-ramp of the Brooklyn Bridge roadway, they had officers up in the middle of the road, and these line of officers at this end. In experience, I would say that they were planning to kettle the group in once they walked down that roadway, and then these officers would have blocked the back part with the vehicles. So basically it was a setup. As opposed to blocking the roadway, they were going to let them start to walk down the street and then kettle them in between.
Come on, say his name! Say his name! Come on, let's go! Say his name! Say his name! Say his name! Come on, we going to the bridge. Say his name! 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 Say his name!
So I am going to be live only because there are still officers down at the other end in the middle of the bridge. And keep in mind, these officers are standing out here. And since these officers are out here blocking the off-ramp, if the officers in the middle and these move in behind, then it's a setup to go ahead and arrest them. The white shirt there behind the bushes is actually radioing the ones up ahead.
Whose bridge? Whose bridge?
And remember, like I said, they had officers up front, so we're going to go ahead and see. I'm going to go ahead and see what the response is up ahead.
Whose bridge? Whose bridge? Whose bridge? Whose bridge? Whose
And I
bridge?
told you the only reason I'd go back live is if I thought something was about to happen. So, in addition to the officers that were at the front of the bridge on the Brooklyn side, they also have officers up ahead, or had officers up ahead on this roadway, where everyone's marching down. I'm marching on the outside of it so I can get a clear view. If anything happens, and I'm walking a little bit ahead because they want to get an overall view. And like I said, the way that I was looking at it, since they had officers up at this point, they were looking at trying to kettle them in. Okay, the officers that were, okay, here are the officers up here. So you have two on that side, and then on this side you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. As well as the lights down at the other end, which oftentimes I see lights down at that end, so it could be any of it. But the only reason they'd have officers here and then the officers at the beginning of the bridge is if they were trying to kettle everyone in, or had the idea of doing that. But you have to keep in mind, they had the off-ramp blocked, and they didn't block the on-ramp, which means they were letting people onto the bridge intentionally. So, if they do try to kettle people in, if they do try to kettle people, it means that they intentionally did it, which means the assumption among anyone is that they were being given permission to walk on the bridge. Currently up the walkway, I see a couple of white shirts and others officers walking up. So I'm sort of switching double duty over to somewhat Cop Watch. A major shout out to Cop Watch Patrol. They're out here consistently. Keeping everyone safe, keeping an eye on the groups and what the cops are doing. And God, I mean, people say I'm all over, they're all over. Cop Watch Patrol is everywhere.
Say his name. Come on, we got 3 more minutes between. Let's speed up a little bit.
And reason for being on the walkway is because they do want to have a pretty good view of everything that's happening.
Say his name.
They still have the off-ramp side blocked.
Whose bridge? Whose bridge? Whose bridge? Whose bridge?
And from what I can see over here, at this point, they've got about 3 or 4 NYPD vehicles, as well as the on-ramp on this side. Coming from the Manhattan side, If you take a look down here, they basically have there preventing any cars from coming towards Brooklyn. As well as 1, 2, 3, 4 on this side. White shirts walking up on the ramp, the walkway. I'm also gonna get up ahead so I can see if there's anything else. The interesting thing is, normally there are a ton of people walking back and forth across this bridge, but I don't see any foot traffic as well. So I need people to share this out. I'm not able to look at any of the conversations, but since I've been on this bridge, I don't see any foot traffic. So I'm making the assumption they have the Brooklyn Bridge entryway from Manhattan completely blocked off. Okay, it looks like there is one bike coming down, but I'm not 100% sure how that is. Like I said, at this time, there's normally a ton. And what I have is the one car going by way of the what would normally be Manhattan into Brooklyn, which the flares are out here. And it's 12 o'clock, and if someone's on the Manhattan side, post up in the thread that I'm not seeing anyone on the bridge. Currently, I see this one bike coming through. So maybe there are people, maybe it's just a lower number because it's a weekday, but normally I would see a shit ton of people.
Happy birthday, George. Happy birthday, George. Happy birthday, George. Happy birthday, George.
And granted, there could be an accident on the other side of the on-ramp from Manhattan, but it's just interesting that it's happening. And I do see white shirts in the back right now. It is now 12:01, which means it is now George Floyd's 47th birthday that he was not able to live to see.
All right, we're gonna fight for George. Happy birthday, George!
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, George!
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, George!
Happy birthday,
Happy birthday, George!
Happy birthday,
Happy birthday, George!
Happy birthday,
Happy birthday, George!
Happy birthday, George!
All right. We gonna have a party for George on the bridge. This is George's bridge anyway. Where the fuck is George? Come on. Happy birthday, George. Come on, George. We gonna get down for you, George. We right on the Brooklyn Bridge on your day, George. We gonna get fucking Brooklyn Bridge. We celebrate George's birthday right on Brooklyn Bridge. The Brooklyn way.
Yeah, I'm still not seeing anyone coming on the bridge from either way.
Oh, yeah.
Basically, all traffic is blocked on the Brooklyn Bridge right now, as well as no foot traffic moving.
Celebrate George.
Normally, even on a weekday, there's normally tourists or something.
Happy birthday, George. Celebrating George. Saying fuck the police. We get justice. That's right.
Which is part of the reason why I'm always like taking a high ground often. You still have the NYPD car on the off-ramp side for Brooklyn, driving up the wrong way. So it has to be blocked. And once I get to the top up here, I'll be able to have a better view of what's on the other side. Okay, I am seeing another bike coming down, as well as some flashing lights up at the top, which would normally be where people congregate when there are tourists going through to do photos and stuff. It's interesting that it's just sitting there. So I know people have a lot that they have to do, and watching a stream a long time can get a little overwhelming. But stick with me if you can, at least until I get to the top where the flashing light is. This way I've got a good view of what's ahead also. But I'm just curious. Now I'm seeing another bike come across. So I don't know if at some point they stop foot traffic or if they have the Brooklyn Bridge blocked off. Because again, like I said, normally there's a lot more. Well, I will say this, the bridge is shut down on both sides completely. So unless there's construction or a major accident, it was shut down specifically because of this march. Okay, the light that was flashing up there is the one that's coming down right now with the flashing light. So I don't know if the flashing light, okay. Okay, it's all good. I still want to see what's on the other side, though. And remember, as of midnight, 12:01, George Floyd's birthday, he would have been 47 years old.
Be safe.
Fight the power. Fight the power. Fight the power, Ace. Fight the power. STP. Fight the power. Okay.
So again, George would be 47 years old today. So if you happen to be downtown and you're looking for a party, celebrate, come on over Brooklyn Bridge. Something's gonna be the same. That's just the way it is. Oh yeah. That's just the way it is. It's gonna be the same. It's just the way it is. Rest in peace, George. And that's just the way it is. Okay, they're gonna go ahead and march back. It's, what time is it? It's like 12:15, and I remember last time getting stuck. I'm gonna keep an eye from up top here, but yeah, I can't do another night of getting stuck on the other side with no train and having to walk back again. But I am gonna see what it looks like. Again, if it looks like there's going to be a serious issue with NYPD, then I'll immediately, head down. But it doesn't look like there's a serious issue going on down there, so. And I think they're going to be okay getting off the bridge. And as far as I know, Cop Watch Patrol is still out there. So they'll be able to keep an eye on it. So, again, George Floyd's birthday would have been 47 today. There we go. One of the white shirts. And I have to now. Remember earlier in the stream I said that they were walking up the ramp? Got one white shirt. A second white shirt. Yeah, the guy with the gray hat. Okay, so the way that they're radioing and back right now, I would make a good guess that they had police vans and stuff on the other side. What I've been finding is that, yep, or else they still wouldn't be sitting over there like that. What I've been finding is that NYPD on the Manhattan side have been mobilizing all of their vans and stuff over by the Federal Building and Foley Square. Something to keep in mind. Okay, guys, I'm just hanging back, making sure that they're okay. The group is basically headed back towards Brooklyn, but there's a couple of bikes up there, and I just want to make sure that they're good. The white shirt and the other ones are hanging back here. I don't think anything's going to happen on the Brooklyn side. But I just, like to make sure. And stragglers are always look just to see if they interact with the NYPD. My suspicion about not trusting anyone. And that goes specifically related to marches like this. There is a helicopter overhead from what I can see or what I can hear. And I know I said I wasn't walking back over to Brooklyn, but yeah, it's just one of those things sometimes. Okay, it's 12:22, so if I get over there, I still have time to jump on the train, pretty sure. Okay, you should be able to hear the helicopter overhead. And considering it's pretty hard to see. Okay, there seems to be more people walking on the bridge now, so they did have it blocked in a walkway. Okay, and considering I can't actually see the helicopter, but based on the sound, it is pretty much overhead and ahead, and it most likely has its lights out. which they'll do so that the helicopter sort of blends in. And I'm pretty sure I see where the helicopter is now. It's the only reason I recognize it because it's a slight distortion. Actually, there are two. Okay, so what I'm looking at up ahead is NYPD, the march, and the helicopter that's above that has its lights out. If you listen to the sound, you can tell it's moving its location. Just something for you guys to keep in mind when you're on a march, that as long as you can hear the sound, you can pretty much use the sound to sort of guess where the helicopter is overhead, because often at night they'll turn out any tail lights or any other lights, so it sort of blends into the background. But if you look closely at the sky, there's always a slight distortion, sort of like a blurred distortion, which is how you can tell where the helicopter is. So today, George Floyd would have been 47 years old. And right now, it looks as if things are at a stop up here, and it looks as if there are police on the walkway. I mean, people can still walk through, but again, George Floyd would have been 47 years old today, and his life was cut short. So then you have the image of NYPD, of course. This isn't the way someone would be celebrating their birthday. 47 years old. And as we used to say in Shut It Down, this is not an isolated incident. So it does seem as if they're moving along at a pretty good pace. I see white shirts on the walkway up there, as well as the white shirts that are in back on the actual roadway. It seems as if Brooklyn Bridge itself was completely shut down in anticipation of the march. Yeah, because they have the on-ramp the on-ramp over here blocked, as well as the off-ramp on this side, which means Manhattan side was also blocked. And I'm just about now catching up to the march. So remember when I always give those suggestions, sort of like with the helicopter? It's actually right there. It's like a gray distortion slowly moving across. You actually have to stop, look, and you'll see the slight distortion. And it's good to keep in mind if you're also on a march and they have it. See, the light just went on it. Nope, sorry, it's the wrong one. I forgot there was also the space station up there. But it's something to keep in mind when they have a way of dampening the propeller sound. But always look for the distortion. And I usually add that and other things as it's during a stream when a march is going on, as just suggestions. Things that you might be able to learn from and utilize when you're out there. It's up to you whether or not you utilize it and learn a little more beyond it, but that's up to you. Okay, so I've caught back. Plan was not to head over here, but figured why not. If I have to walk back across the bridge, then I do. But again, my thing is just making sure everyone gets where they need to go. So, George Floyd, 47 years old today, if he had lived. Press conference, gathering, and they march from Barclays Center. Cause City of Brooklyn and New York, NYPD, to shut down the Brooklyn Bridge tonight. Not to mention the army of police officers that were utilized. I mean, if I'm just looking up the street here, the unmarked vehicles, the NYPD vans, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, down on this street, 16, and around the corner, I think I'd counted somewhere around 10, so 26, 30, plus the ones on the Manhattan side, 40, 50, for about 50 people marching at the most. And even if you look at an average of 3 for each vehicle, okay, add that up to like 70. And as you see this car pulling out, it's because it is NYPD. HTL. I wouldn't have been surprised if the car tried to run through the crowd, or else there was no reason for it to pull up that quickly, because it could see everything from the point at which it was at. Oh, sorry guys, I gotta get a photo of this guy. Well, my reasoning is just to know who the white shirts are. So you figure in reality on the Brooklyn side at least like a 3 or 4 to 1 ratio for each person marching. Where are your tax dollars going? Do they really need to hire more people if they can have 4 police officers plus per person marching? Not to mention how many are on the Manhattan side. So if you include the Manhattan side, there's probably about 6 for every single person that was marching. Right now there's a ton of crimes happening around this area and all the police are right here for a peaceful protest. You gotta love it. Someone said something happens to a person when they put on a necktie, cuts off all the oxygen to the brain. It's suit thinking in the corporate world. I'm pretty sure it's the same thing along these lines. Now, I guarantee they're going to have all of these police cars follow the group, and any crimes that are happening, they're totally going to ignore. Yeah, I told you, see? What did I tell you? All of the cars are going to be following this group. There's only like 50 people. That's it. And all of this is coming down the street. Are there not any crimes happening in the city that these officers could be addressing? It's like they don't need the money. They don't need to hire more people. They really don't. A peaceful protest for George Floyd's birthday. And this is what they put out there. Shutting down the entire Brooklyn Bridge. Massive numbers of police. The police you see back there, you've got to figure there's 50 people at the most, or about 40 people marching. There's about 6 police officers for every person marching. And now you have all the police cars on this side. Okay, making sure this. So, you've got a shit ton over in that block too. Not to mention the shit ton of police are down at the other corner. I mean, with logic, they should have been able to assess that, oh, we only need 3 vans. But they excessively increase. This is how shit happens. And this is why we were always saying NYPD is the largest army. I mean, their budget's equivalent to some small nations. But all of that for this small group here, which means, like I said, an average of like 6 to 1, if not 7 or 8 to 1. Okay, guys, I'm pretty sure they're going to be okay. I'm going to swing back up. Yeah, because it's 12:40. I'm going to swing back up. Because I also want to give you guys a view of everything. This is the slow crawl going. And I also wanted to get a good head count on how many people are in the vehicles. 2 white shirts, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41-ish, 50, 51. What do we have here? 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59. That's an average. So, assuming I missed 1 or 2 because of the shaded windows, there's roughly 60 officers inside of the vans that are following a group of maybe about 30 people. So a 2-to-1 ratio of, again, a peaceful march. So, and I guarantee right now, if I were to go on Citizen app, there'd be so many robberies, assaults that are happening around the city, in Brooklyn, within the area, and they're not out there. Maybe that's a good thing. It takes them off the street. But the point being, they keep saying they need more officers, they need more funding for it. No. If they've got these many officers for a march like that, they don't need the money. That being said, guys, I'm going to go ahead and take the stream down. Group that's marching is going to be fine. Thanks for tuning in. That was a last minute thing. I'm going to go ahead and try and jump on the train. Solidarity forever. See you in the front lines. Only reason I'll go up again is if shit happens with me as I'm going to the train or something. Beyond that, stream is down. So everyone.